This is Richard back at you. The last video we had Mark and Matthew's 99 Chevy pickup in here all the way from Arkansas. And we got new stall converter, tranny rebuilt in it, all the performance parts, rebuilt rear end, Positrack unit, gears, bearings, everything like that. We got that truck done, turned out really, really nice. So we're really excited there. Now we got the A1 electrical truck in here from Amarillo. These guys, we've been doing their work for them for a long, long time. If y'all live in Amarillo or surrounding area, y'all need anything, these guys are awesome. Well, now we got Chance.
Yep.
There's a Yukon in here, GMC Yukon. He brought it to us. Wasn't shifting very good, wasn't moving very good or anything like that. We found the transmission fluids going into the transfer case. We checked it. The fluids coming out of the vent of the transfer case. So we know they're swapping fluids. We already got the unit out. We're gonna go back here and tear it down. We got Miss Annie. Come back here and help me. Come on. We've been really busy here in Precision Transmission, so come on. Come on, Annie. We got the unit out, ready to go through and see what type of damage we have in it. Like I said, it's been run low on fluid a few times and stuff like that. It's all original, never been messed with. Original converter, got the TMBX style GM converter. Fluid doesn't smell really burnt. It's got a little bit of smell to it, but not a whole lot. Really dark, really dark.
I think he's owned her since new.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He bought this thing brand new.
It's got over 200-something thousand.
Does it really? I'm going to show you guys something here. A lot of people break this switch getting it off. They make a couple different versions of this switch. Now once we take the bolts loose, there's always a ledge right here. We'll take a file and we'll take and file that off right there. There's going to be one on all the way around it. Just like that. And it's because when they bolt this bracket on here, it just flattens it out through here, and then you can't get it off. But look how easy that come off. If I wouldn't have filed that, I would have physically pulled the center out of this thing trying to get it over that little lip right there. So that's a really simple thing to do. A lot of people probably wondering how they get that off there, because most people break it. So get this servo off here really quick. Tools are scattered everywhere. Now we're going to put all the bells and whistles in this thing here. Now it won't probably be getting a Corvette servo or anything like that. I forgot one tool, Trent. But it will be getting the wide bands, Z-Pack, all the stuff like that, because this is a luxury vehicle, but it is still kind of heavy, so we still want to put all the good parts in this thing, wide bands and stuff, but we don't want it to bang when it shifts. It's your overdrive servo piston right here. A lot of people was saying they didn't have no fourth gear the other day, and I was trying to explain to them how your fourth gear oil comes through this pin right here, travels all the way out the end of it, and then pushes on the back of that piston. Get that on there. And then pushes it forward that way. Well, your second gear oil is pushed through here, which shoves it through there. So, pretty crazy how it works. You can kind of see here where your oil is through here too. See your holes here. Like I said, it won't be getting no Corvette servo back in this thing. We'll just be putting all the good parts in it and upgrading it that way. Then we get this socket all the way down in there. Sounds like we got Annie protecting the front door out there.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people think I'm throwing stuff around, slamming it down. I'm really not. It's just because we have the volume up on the mic stuff. It just sounds like everything I lay down is just being bang, bang. It's really not, guys. Sounds like it. Unless I'm doing a carry out that I'm tearing down that they destroyed, then I might be throwing it around a little bit. I got you.
Might be a little mad.
Might be a little mad there.
Look at a little car. What? Somebody here or what?
Come on. What are you doing over there? Huh?
She's like a little kid.
Yes, she is. Like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot in the pan. It looks like they serviced it before they brought it to us. You can tell it's got a fresh pan gasket on it and silicone, so I guess the service didn't help it. Which they didn't realize that the fluid out of the transmission is going into the transfer case. So when they swap like that, you don't see a leak on the ground or anything like that, and you don't know your tranny's going to go on fluid. So it's going to be nice to get into one that hasn't been messed with, for sure, because most of ours have already been messed with. There's no additive. Feels like the seals are shrunk pretty good. You can just see
Being
how
old. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, you put new seals in there, it tightens that right up. So, now this is a late model. You notice the clips on the outside of the solenoid instead on the back of it right here. Now this is a 65 too. It does have an input speed sensor right here. I just hate these things. Because if we put a boost valve in this tranny, a 500 boost valve, or any type of thing messes up with this boost valve, you have to pull the tranny. Before, we could just put a set of snap ring pliers in there and pull that boost valve right out the bottom, take the filter off, pull it out. But now since they put this plug in here, show here, Trent, you can't get that boost valve out normal because the switch connector's in the way. Where the earlier versions, that wasn't in the way, and we could change that boost valve out in the car. Well, now we have to be very careful about putting a 500 boost valve in these things because you can't take it back once you put it in there. So normally, if it's got a stall converter or something like that, we can put a 500 boost valve in it and not have to worry about any type of issues of two furnace shifts or anything like that. But if you put one in one of these and you got to take it back out, then you know you got a big job coming to you, and this is a four-wheel drive. So I've always talked about overkill. 500 boost valves can be overkill if you ain't careful.
Especially on a grocery kit.
Yes. Now your wide bands, your Z-Packs, to me, that is not overkill. That's just standard procedure of making a tranny last longer and fixing GM's problems. Now you notice we just got a plastic piston, small shank, single spring. I mean, kind of crazy. We're going to Scotch-Brite that up. We'll switch the piston over, get it stacked right with some different springs and stuff, and get it level. That way we shorten the stroke of this piston right here. So let's see. Do I have one out here? Here you go. I'm sorry. See the length in that shank right there? That's why we put them in there.
Other way.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sticking way out this here flat. This will actually bottom out in the bore right here. It'll bottom out right here. See, and then I take a spacer and I'll put on this shank right here and even step this up even farther. That way, this piston will stop about halfway through its travel instead of physically going all the way to the bottom. By shortening this piston travel, you shorten your shifts on your band, stuff like that. So you don't want to block it all the way off though. You start messing with it too much, you start causing harsh downshifts. Anytime you cause a firm upshift, you got to be careful. You can cause harsh downshifts when you come to the stop sign. You get a boom. I don't think they're gonna like that stuff. So you gotta be careful. Well, guys, this thing made me a believer. On Mark and Matthew's truck, I did the whole rear end with this. I took the wheels off. I took the pinion nut off. I took everything off with this. And the battery was still charged. I took the whole rear end apart with this 3/8 gun.
He's not lying. Did you get the video?
I didn't get to video it. I was pretty mad that I didn't video it because I was so impressed with this gun.
You were really busy yesterday.
Yes, I had to. Actually, I built Matthew's. I R&R'd Matthew's tranny. I built Matthew's tranny, and I built his rear end too.
Yep.
Trent was very busy with all kinds of other 100,000 things we're doing.
I was doing clutch jobs.
Yeah. What was yours, that Mustang, Trent?
It's in the 2000s.
2000 model?
2000, 2004 possibly. Did not a twin, but installed a McLeod street style
Yeah.
clutch in it. Really nice unit.
It's really aggressive clutch. I was kind of worried about it.
Yeah.
Did it bounce very bad taking off or anything?
No, it wasn't terrible.
Wasn't
terrible. He's definitely going to have to give it a little gas to take off, though.
Yeah, 'cause it's pretty jerky.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you buy them real high metallic clutches and stuff like them, standards and stuff, you're going to expect a little bit of shutter taking off. So, this does have a later version pillow switch in it. You can see the switches here got a lot of metal, but none of the metal's in the circuitry like the early style.
Right.
They got a cover on here, covered up all the wiring and circuitry and stuff like that, and that's why they did that.
Right.
So. We did get our converter back from our converter company that we're fixing to do a video on. They did supply us with a unit cut open, cleaned up and everything, and I'm going to go back and explain to everybody how a lockup converter works. So that's coming. We have it over there. You can see it.
Yep.
It's already cut up, cleaned up. We can take it apart and all that type of stuff. We got a video coming for you guys. But you can see here, this has nothing done to the lockup system. Even though this is a luxury vehicle, we're going to block this valve no matter how you look at it. I don't care anything about a PWM solenoid or lockup system. I'd rather have it come on and off automatically. So, get in here and see if our forward accumulator is working. Looks like it's been working, not broken or anything like that, but it does have a plastic piston. So we got our forward engagement valve and spring right here. That's what that valve and stuff is right here. So, get that out of there. I almost thought I got a whiff of some additive for a second.
Yeah.
Did you smell that?
Yeah, it's definitely this fluid is tarnished. You got a good tarnish smell.
Yeah. Got a little bit of wear here. Like that. Like I said, even the aluminum piston, the shank's a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little bit more support. So that over there. I get this. I don't want to knock that off the table. We got all of our check balls sitting here nice. None of them doesn't look stuck or beat through the case. Now you can see this one here is already starting to beat its way through. That right there. I wanted to get a Chrysler check ball. I don't think everybody knows what a Chrysler check ball looks like, but I'll give you a general idea. It's kind of a tan looking ball. Oops. And then you have your metal ball. Let me try to wipe off my hands a little bit so you can see it. This is the ball we'll be putting back in here. This is a really hard ball. It's not like a bouncy rubber ball like some of them you see. That ball is really hard, but that ball won't damage the plate. See? It won't fall through the hole. It's the same size ball, but this is a ball that all Chryslers use, and actually GM 6-speeds, they have a kind of a clear plastic ball in them, but their balls are about dissipating and falling and going away and shrinking, and the valve body eating the ball up. Where these balls don't have that issue. And in the overhaul kit on the 6-speeds, they'll actually come with a ball just like this. So You always want to put them back in there. So this plate's still good. We'll fix this with a repair kit right here. Straighten all that up. We got your round hole, square hole on this side. Got your valve body VB. And you got over here case to the bottom. And then we have a round hole, square hole here. So really simple in that respect on getting that right. Now, man, do I have a lot of people talking about connectors. Guys, this is really simple. They basically only made 2 connectors. You have a green and a gray, a brown and a black, kind of brown, black like that. But if you look in here, if I can get it right, the early style, let me blow this out really quick, Trent, that way they can see. Put a little carburetor cleaner in here, that way get the dirt out of there. Spray it back. Okay, y'all come here close, I'm going to show y'all this and kind of explain this stuff to you. Now you notice, let me grab where'd my little screwdriver go? You see it, Trent? That little black one I just had? Did it fall under here?
Behind you.
Behind me?
A little screwdriver.
Yeah, that'll work fine. Okay, now we have an early style connector that has no input speed sensor. Late model connector has an input speed sensor. I'm going to set this down here where I'm not shaking. Did you notice you have 2 pins here? You have 1 pin there. If you notice here, you have 2 pins here. You have 3 pins there. If I get over here and count them out more, where's it at? There should be another one in there that's missing because this connector has 3 wires. Right there. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 wires going to that input speed sensor. So that tells you this connector right here is minus 3 pins. This one has the 3 pins in it. But that's how you can turn an early and a late. 4L65, 4L70, 4L60E, early, late. So everybody asks, well, will a 99 fit in a 2000, 2007, all kinds of stuff I'm getting asked. Look at these connectors, guys. This will tell you everything. Look at your input shaft. That'll tell you everything. This connector did come, if I'm not mistaken, with this style input shaft in the later versions.
Mm-hmm.
And it come with the earlier version, 700 style. Like this. Just like that.
Yep.
So this connector come with this shaft and this shaft.
Yep.
This one only come with this one.
Yep.
Really simple. So if y'all look at that, y'all get that straight just by trying to figure out what tranny will fit in what when you start swapping used to use or whatever y'all are doing out there. But I get a lot of questions about that problem. So that's kind of easy. Just remember the colors of the connector and that'll get you started in the right direction, and then look at your shafts. Pretty simple. I can get that out of there. Of course, you know, in all my videos, I talk about blocking this off. I take a stack of secondary piston, about a 30,000 shim in between, and I'll take and stack them just like that. Set that down, back down in there, and I just block that off. Pretty simple. And we do that on every one. 700s, 4L, every one we do that to that unit. I get a lot of people ask me about this right here. This little orifice right here has a check ball in it. Can you see that right there, Trent? Mm-hmm. If that check ball is missing, it does not matter. Do I take them out for race car applications? No. I leave them in. If it's missing, I don't put it back in. It does not matter. Race car applications, it does not matter. Now, when I get into the bottom down here, that wave I talk about in all my videos, race car, yes, I take the wave out. Standard driver like this, no, it's going to get the wave back in it, because we don't want no drivability complaints or engagement complaints or anything like that. Well, the wide band and the Z-Pack stuff, that is not going to cause that problem. So Corvette servo, yes, that can cause customer complaints, especially if you put it in your standard cars, your normal drivers. Now this is an input speed sensor style pump. I'm going to explain a little bit stuff about this thing here too, guys, about erratic speed sensor issues and stuff that me and Trent ran into the other day with a vehicle. It would set a input speed sensor code while you're driving it, even though it worked. And but the tranny would go into a fail-safe mode and start shifting really hard because of the speed sensor being erratic. And it was being erratic on the ground circuit. So what we did is, to cure the problem, we took and right here, let me show you here. And I hope you are listening to me really good, so I don't mind teaching this stuff to you guys. This ground wire right here, we took and cut it. Right here. And we took that ground wire and we mounted it to a valve body bolt. We ran it from here right to a valve body bolt and grounded it. The end of this wire right here, we cut it off, we sealed it with some shrink wrap. That way it's out of the way, it won't be no issue. Once we did that, it fixed our problem. No more codes for the input speed sensor. But we created another problem. When we did that, our signal from our ground, our battery ground, is different from our computer ground. So it created an erratic signal on our scanner. So instead of it being smooth with RPM and stuff, it would be jiggly, like this. But it fixed our problem. So what we did is we left it that way. The customer did not have the money for a brand new ECM computer system, and that's what it was going to take to fix it. The computer physically had a problem itself. But that's a simple fix if you run into that type of problem where it sets a, I think it was a P, oh my gosh, what was that code, Trent?
And it's an input.
P1711 or P17?
I think so.
I can't remember exactly what the code was. But if you get an erratic speed sensor, we went in, changed, new sensor, we thought the sensor was bad. Pulled it out, put a new sensor in it, did the exact same thing. Yep. We put the ground wire there, grounded it, cured all of our problems, no check engine lights on no more. Got an erratic signal, but it will not affect the tranny no more.
And we talked to head techs.
We've talked to multiple techs on this issue. Mr. Mike Brown at ATRA, is the one that I got involved with on how to fix this. He's got his own article on it and stuff, and I got with him about the erraticness of the signal we were getting, and they forgot to put that in the article, and he explained it to me, and he said that was fine. So, but the only way to fix it physically is put a new ECM in it. But here you go again. You can see how this sensor covers up your boost valve where you can't get that out of there. See? So once you put one in there, you own it. If it's not like what you like and you think you got to take it out, you're going to have to pull it out, because pull the tranny back out. Now, I got another thing I've been having issues with, guys. We're getting a ton of cars in here that's been tuned. Stuff like that. So I might have to do another video on that. I don't know. I could keep on going and going and going, but
we could make this an hour.
We could. Now, and that's what people have been asking too, to try to get all the information out of me if I can, and I could go on and forever. But we get here, we got the pump's really good. No wear here, anything like that on any sides of the crossover. Stator looks really nice. No bushing wear here on the ends. It's all factory GM bushings. No wear down in here. Like I said, if this bushing wears, it'll wear it down in here where your sealing ring starts rubbing. So you want to always look at that. Pump body looks really good. Bushing looks really good. Got a little bit of lightness on the bottom. You can see it right here. You see that, Trent? Then you turn it and you start getting a little darker on top.
Keep going.
Then it comes back to light.
Oh, yep. You can see where it's
See
really
that
been
right
rubbing,
there?
rubbing hard a little.
So how many miles on this truck, Trent?
A little over 200,000.
Here's 200,000.
Hey,
So
hold on, let me check that out.
hold it. I got hold it.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Okay, guys, come here. Hey, look at this. What we found here, Trent. Oh, there's the band anchor.
Think
The
we
band's
found
broke in half, guys.
Wow.
Let me get this out of here.
That's kind of shocking. You break the weld, I guess?
Ah, looks like it snapped the band in half.
Wow.
I ain't never seen that happen before.
That's a new
And
one.
I've built 500 millions of these things.
500. That's a good one. I like that. he probably has, though. That's not a joke.
I'm telling you. But it's just a stock band.
Yeah.
We'll get a big old wide band on this thing. Give this drum some attention with that big old wide band.
Yes, sir.
Looks really nice. Just some staining. Stuff like that.
Oh, and if y'all don't know, I'll just put this out there. We are father-son, by the way. Some of y'all are asking about that. Richard Trent. We are father-son. This family-owned business. Well, he owns it. Hope to buy it from him one day.
Or inherit
Make
it, hopefully.
Inherit it,
Whatever. We ain't shutting down. We ain't going
Nope.
nowhere.
We'll be here forever.
So we got a hard band here, guys, for the pump O-ring. So this is a late model instead of your little O-ring that goes in the groove here on your stator, or your pump body, excuse me. Then you have your reluctor wheel for your input speed sensor, guys. Like I said, that's what that sensor right there is watching right there. When I set that down on there like that, that's what that thing's seeing right here. So, of course, you want to always check this little bearing right here. This is one little bearing you always want to check. I think this bearing wears more than any bearing in the whole tranny. So, whew, look at these old clutches here, Trent. They're just about starting to strip plumb out.
Somebody's been a little rough on her.
Yeah, she's probably been heavy driving a little bit, maybe. But you know, this wear on this teeth right here, you know, it's hard to say what causes that, being that it's a 3/4 clutch. I still go back to band timing issue stuff that this tranny has that we always try to correct with load springs and all kinds of crazy stuff. But that's what I blame that on. There's no other reason that could be happening. It's not an engagement, you know, backing up, throwing it in drive or anything like that. That's physically a clutch that comes off and on. So I just think that's where the issue lies. Got your load springs, they're still tall, looking really nice. They look all the same too. They ain't been hot or anything to weaken them. So, just a stock clutch pack in there. Trying to be quiet with this stuff.
Yeah, don't put them to sleep.
I can see those clutches are starting to slip pretty good, turn the steel purple a little bit through there. They're not burnt up, but it's an old tranny.
Just getting that glaze.
Yeah.
Almost all the way across.
That old 3/4 clutch is just about gone, though, ain't it? I forgot to take off our
Hey, you're doing
park
that
stuff. I
backwards,
kind of went off the board on this one, but man, there's so much to teach and learn on these trannies that I just can't do it in one session or a ton of sessions. That's the problem. I try to.
I'm 28 years old and I'm still learning. I'll learn till the day I die. I mean,
Yeah.
This stuff's amazing. New tricks.
Yeah, these things
I couldn't see it. You really?
are. Yeah, there's. I'm not sure what I expect to see of any bad plant, 5-pinion planets or anything in this. Being what it is, it's kind of hard to say, but we do have a roller bearing hub. Of course, like I said, the roller never fails. It's always the hub. But it's not where they used to fail, because they fixed that problem and created another problem. So I get this thing over here. Oh, smack and it come off.
Hey,
It
got scared. He got scared. He
Yeah.
said, "Oh man, he gonna beat on
See
me."
here how the thing just wore out there?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get in there. Oh, yep. They almost
Yeah.
stripped it.
Yeah. They used to have a wear problem here from the lower sun gear wearing, and then they come out with a big wide Sonex bushing and put it in there and tried to eliminate a lot of that problem.
Right.
And it did. It helped a bunch because we use them. But now since they harden this hub and stuff, you just don't need it anymore like they used to. So,
Right.
but it does have just a stock 4-pinion planet, nothing special or anything. Just make sure you look at all your stuff, guys. I showed you a planet in my last video that we didn't see in the video, but when I cleaned all my parts up, I found tons of issues with those trannies. So you got to clean them, look at them, clean them, look at them again. So if not, you'll miss something. There's so many moving pieces in here. Look for any wear on the sides of this sun gear and stuff. So, of course, we're going to give it a nice, good, hard, and lightweight shell. You can see it's starting to,
Rub
yeah,
through.
yeah.
I'm shocked the band broke in half. That's a newbie for me as well.
Yeah, like I said, this thing could have high pressure problems.
Yeah.
I say once I get the boost valve out of the pump and stuff in here and look, because this thing right here can cause all kinds of high pressure problems, harsh shifts, and if it ever went into a limp mode, it could have even higher pressure problems.
Correct.
So, like this tranny here has a tow haul button. So people say, well, what does tow haul button do? Well, what it does is it raises tranny pressure about 60 pounds, delays shifting a little bit, and it locks the torque converter up after 3rd gear instead of up after 4th gear. That's what your tow haul button does. So a lot of people always wondered what that did.
You know now. You heard it from the best.
We got your low reverse clutch here. Say we will be keeping the wave in there. We're not building no performance thing out of this thing. Luxury and durability, and all that stuff's what we're going for. Look at your race and your sprag, guys. Remember, the spring always pushes the roller uphill. Look for any chatter marks or anything like that. I'll get to my sprag real quick. I was hoping to see a 5-pinion planet somewhere through here, but I'm not. Darn it. Check these for any wobble. Man, I got a good one, Trent. Almost
Sweet.
every time I'll run across one of them's bad, and we keep these in stock by the dozens because we almost have to replace every one we do. So, of course, you get your stock sprag. Got the brass rings on it. Single cage. Now, a lot of people think, well, I'll give you a little secret here too, guys, because a lot of people don't know this. See how that gear is attached to there? Like that? If you get one that, you get a gear, see that lip right here on this gear, Trent? There's a lip right there that little retainer holds on there.
Yep.
Well, you can take an early model gear that doesn't have that lip right there, and you can take and grind them tabs off right there, them 3 tabs. And now you can use the early gear on this
Early
sprag.
model gear.
Yeah, you don't have to do some type of crazy stuff, go find you another gear or anything like that. If you got an early gear, grind them tabs off, you're good to go.
Good to go.
Same thing.
You heard it again.
So, look in here, same way. Just look on this side of this ring gear this way, turn back and look at the side this way, all the way around. I did a video here the other day that we missed some teeth, And then I brought it back into another video and showed you guys how just taking it apart in these videos, how we miss stuff. And then we go back and clean them up and we find it. So, pretty exciting teardown. I wish I could have went further with my other part of the story, but there's a lot to learn on these 4L60Es, a ton to learn, and we're going to keep learning every day. So if y'all need anything, give us a holler. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
Going to 100,000, baby.
I forgot to say that. I wanted to say that too, guys. By this weekend, we're going to be 100,000 subscribers. Without you guys, we don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, we're just blowed plumb away. My wife, Annie, she don't even know what to think about it anymore. I mean, we're so excited. But we got a video coming up, probably sometime next week. Once we get to the 100,000 subscribers, we're going to have a little party in the office and bring all of y'all into our office with us. And we got to thank a bunch of people, too, for their letters and stuff they're sending me and just all kinds of things. It's just really blowing us away that we're being able to reach so many good people and stuff like that. So we love you guys. Stay tuned. There's more videos to come. We got an exciting channel and we enjoy it, and we're coming strong for 2021. Y'all have a great day.